Hello Cancer, Cancer Rising, and of course all of you Cancerian Moon people out there. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting January 20th, 2020. And just a quick reminder for everybody out there, should you ever wish to get a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com. Or of course you can always just simply follow the links below. So what is going on when it comes to your astrology over the course of this coming week? Well, on Wednesday we've actually got the Sun in Aquarius, which is your 8th house of shared resources, passive income, as well as intimacy, forming a square to Uranus in your 11th house of friendships and social networking, Taurus. And we're flirting with sort of some lines to cross, it seems, but not necessarily always in a bad way or even a precarious way. There is a chance for a lot of Cancerian people to start playing around with the idea, though, of mixing things like business and friendship, money and friendship, or even intimacy in friendship. However, we want to make sure that we are doing this in the best interest of all concerned. The Sun says this can absolutely be great, whether it's a one-off thing, or it's a short-term project, or it's something that we're just kind of doing to, really plan for a better future, however that future goes. Again, this doesn't have to be stuck in money and business, and just like it doesn't have to be stuck in intimacy, right? This could be an opportunity with somebody that's not compatible, with us gender-wise, orientation-wise, and etc. So let's not get our heads stuck in what this could show up as. But we have to be smart, because Uranus is impulsive, and Uranus and the Sun in a square can sometimes present a bit of a challenge, where somebody may accidentally do something that is not taking into full consideration what that means for the other person. Whether it's getting into something that only one person has an easier time affording, or possibly investing too much at once, maybe investing too much emotional currency at once. As long as we're smart about this and everyone is being mature and being careful and considerate of one another, this could actually be a really, really cool game to play, all right? We just have to make sure that we are not letting ourselves take risks with another person, because that's sort of the challenge of the Sun square Uranus from the 8th to the 11th. Can we focus on mutual gratification in the highest interest of all concerned? Then yes, go ahead. But if something takes overwhelming precedent, to the point where we don't really think about that, we might just be thinking too much about the gratification of the experience, or finally getting to do something. That's where we start going into a place where we might have a hard time walking back from. So be careful this week in how you handle this energy, Cancerian people. It could be very, very fun, but it's a tightrope. When it comes to Thursday, we've actually got Venus, planet of love, harmony, and affection, and popularity in your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, as well as culture, as well as connections that you have abroad, and your spiritual life. Pisces, 9th house is a big house, it covers a lot of stuff, forming a gorgeous sextile to Jupiter in your 7th house of closest one-on-one relationships. This is your boyfriend, girlfriend, BFF, business partner, husband, wife, your roommate, all the people you spend your closest one-on-one time with. And an opportunity for a big adventure, whether it's a trip, an adventure into a more deep spiritual or philosophical place, an extra facet we can add on to a connection or relationship, or possibly even a chance to cement some kind of trip, whether it's a holiday excursion or possibly even something for business, connecting you to more influential people and potential clients, customers, or even colleagues, peers, and partners abroad is becoming available to you. This is something that will be demanding a little bit of a commitment, though. So we want to make sure that if we are playing with this one and we're enjoying this one a lot, maybe even a little bit more than what we saw on Wednesday, we are giving ourselves a chance to see how this might go on for longer term. Because with Jupiter involved, this is an undertaking. This is something that will continue to grow and expand. And so if you and your partner, or you and somebody new, or maybe, again, in a platonic sense, non-romantic, non-relationship-oriented space, are thinking about going there with this, for business or for whatever, we have to make sure that we understand that this is not the energy to be taken lightly. Wednesday should be light. Thursday might need to be a bit more considerate. So before we get onto the cards, remember, if you're ever having a hard time finding a video you're looking for, please just click on my avatar at the down bar below, go to my main channel page and scroll down to the playlists, and you can surf around with those, or you can click on the playlist tab, or you can follow the link below to the video showing you how it's done, a little tech support video I put up a little while ago. And for those of you curious about the new moon energy, remember those go on my monthlies on Patreon, and Patreon people, if you've not checked them out, go check them out, and if you're interested in signing up for my Patreon, follow the links below for more details. So let's talk about what's happening when it comes to your cards this week. So going up to the spiritual energies, the top row, it does look like a lot of us are starting to enforce a bit more boundaries, a bit more discipline. This is where we're crystallizing for a lot of you Cancerian people. Things that have been maybe too fly by the seat of our pants, things that maybe have been a little bit too improvisational, need to start getting reeled in, because that's how we start going from living with surrender to living with intention. And we have to be able to do both. Okay, if we want to work on mastery, we are doing both. We don't just give undue deference to other people, or again, just see where the chips fall all the time. Your spiritual themes, we actually have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is a week that is a practice in discernment. All right, there are certain things that we should say no to, and certain things that we might think we need to decline or turn down that actually we may just be doing out of habit. And as we get into the influx and outflux cards, well, the influx with the Hierophant card upright is all about discipline. We are writing new laws for the land. We are deciding how to rewrite everything, rewriting our policies, so to speak, and maybe the way we handle being a parent, the constitution of our relationships if we're in one, rewriting the rules or overriding things that don't work for us in social engagements, how we practice our spiritual life, how we define things like professionalism and fairness. This is a week where we take a lot of that into consideration so it can evolve into a better iteration of itself. The outflux of the World card reversed, no more do-overs. We're done doing do-overs. We're done trying to see things work that maybe are just not going to work. And sometimes it's not a physical thing. Sometimes it's not a tangible thing. Sometimes it is a mentality. It's our belief. It's how we give energy and deference to other people. With the World card reversed, sometimes what happens is we do give too many chances. Again, we give maybe a boss or a relative or a friend too many chances, right? We're holding out the hope that something's going to pay off, so we give them do-overs. We see this a lot with politicians, right? We see people who see their politicians screwing up, but they have some kind of long plan, some long game they're playing, and they really just kind of don't know when to call it quits on that politician. Well, with the World card reversed, you've got a lot of that energy going on as well in your own personal life. We take a step back, we start enforcing our new rules, we become more discerning, and we start holding everyone to the new, higher, and applicable happy standard. When it comes to your material concerns, well, looks like with resources and material themselves, money in your professional life, we've got the Five of Swords upright. And it does look like there's a fair amount of conflict going on this week. I feel like there could be something happening in a financial or professional engagement that could break up an alliance. And this could be between somebody who is just, a coworker friend, an office friend, or possibly an alliance with an account that you have, a business that you hire services for, or maybe even a breakup in a connection with a boss, a superior, a supervisor, because I'm actually seeing you Cancerian people deciding to orient yourselves in a completely different direction as a result of this. It's a cancellation. You're canceling somebody in a sense, and not. Please don't get triggered and think about what you think I'm thinking about. That's not what I mean. But with the Five of Swords, this can sometimes show up where we have a need to also acknowledge that this feud or this fight is a sign that yes, this connection, this financial or professional connection is truly over. Now, the good news is it's not over in the sense that anyone is getting fired or having to incur a loss. Certainly not, but it is the beginning of the movement towards that end. A lot of you may actually walk away from this week deciding, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this crap. I'm going to look for a way to transfer. I'm going to look for a way to work under somebody new. I want to attract new clients and customers. I want a different business partner. I want a different roommate, whatever's going on here. But you need to be able to allow yourself to shop around, because again, this is the sign that it's time to get ready to move on. It's not the move on moment. When it comes to the external, well, with the Page of Pentacles upright, a lot of you have some really good news. Again, it does look like a financial opportunity will be coming through your social life, your friends, your relatives, possibly an alternative job or just a way to make some coin working with them. Again, possibly even blending finances or financial interests with a friend or relative. And with the external of the Page of Pentacles, it does look like it's going to pay off. It will actually have its happy ending. So we don't necessarily need to worry about it being too crazy or foolhardy. But just mind that Sun square Uranus. Sometimes people get very personally invested in what this means and what the symbolism is. And it might get some friends and family members maybe behaving a little bit differently, just because, again, there's a boundary that's sort of shifted or gone off, started to move around a little bit. It's not that bad, actually, but again, with the Page of Pentacles, the work is there, the money is there. It's actually an improvement on what you went into 2020 with, so it definitely deserves at least a look over. For your relationships and romance, we've actually got the Eight of Wands upright. And the Eight of Wands is indicating an acceleration during this period. A lot of you will be most likely deciding to expand on an existing connection, chemistry, or relationship. In fact, I'm actually seeing with the Eight of Wands, a lot of you may be feeling almost rushed in a flattering way by a crush, a partner, or even somebody that's crushing on you in a romantic direction or a new direction for the couple or the family to go in. Now, the interesting thing is I'm not seeing this rush as bad. Again, I feel like it's a very flattering thing. It's a testament of commitment. It's a testament of enthusiasm. But with the Eight of Wands upright, it does indicate that, yeah, this relationship or this budding relationship or relationship opportunity or relationship status is kind of turning on a dime. We can do this mindfully and carefully. Remember, Venus sextile to Jupiter is indicating a new territory, breaking new ground for romance or even potential new romance. But with the Eight of Wands, it does look like maybe our partner or whoever the other person in the situation is not paying attention so much to what the implications are of this move. They're focusing solely on the best possible outcome, which is sweet and endearing. But somebody's got to be smart about this. I guess it's got to be you. All right? You can definitely go for it. I see nothing bad happening here, so long as, again, everyone keeps their heads on straight. So that's your horoscope. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hey, y'all know I appreciate it. And if you ever wish to get a session, just go on ahead to my website. It's called integrativemysticism.com.